This is your daily market recap for Thursday, February 3rd, 2022. Let's go. This is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is my stock, Bitcoin, gold, and silver daily market recaps. Please subscribe if you like what you see. Thank you. This is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and it's your daily market recap for February 3rd, Thursday, 2022. Let's get into it. As we always start out in the Discord room. Apologize, I did not do a video yesterday. I went to Opera, didn't make it home in time. Figured it wasn't worth recording a video so late. Not a lot of people watch it. Keep it simple, but if you were in the Discord room, we kind of predicted everything. Swing Jam with a nice short setup with he talked about PENN opening on earnings. Freaking man. Scott with the monster puts on Facebook, taking them at the open, taking the easy money as it traded choppy all day. Talked about the low of the day would probably be where the markets close, and don't be surprised if you bounce into the jobs number, but watch the TLT. We'll get into that in the VIX, all these things. It's in the video, but we talked about it first here on the Discord room. So if you're not a member of the Discord room, check the description. The link is in there. Stop by, say hello, watch it, whatever you need to do to get educated. Because again, there's a ton of resources here. I mean, if you're not learning and you don't have a coach in trading, I mean, do you think you're going to become a pro figuring it out? I mean, your learning curve is 20 years. Don't do that. Bitcoin, catch 22 here. Like it at these low prices. The risk of the reward is in your favor. But man, break the damn downtrend. Just confirm it. If not, set your stops at your entry. Know that it could get down to 29,000 and change. It is really that simple. Break the downtrend, bullish. If not, could come back to the lows. But ultimately, where is the low here? Now, you're in this green zone, to me, is anywhere as a buy long term. I mean, again, it's the horseshoes and hand grenades. Just be close. I don't know if it's going to get back down to 29,000. What if it short arms it? What if it stops at 31? I don't know. But again, if the risk is worth the reward, if you think it's getting to 100,000 in time, ultimately, then you should probably be buying down here. But again, don't trust me. Trust your stops. Have a plan. And let's get into the next stuff. Let's get into color. So we've been talking about it. Again, I apologize. I want people to realize, like, we identified the high of these ranges up near 2605 plus, something like that. You hit your resistance zone, you backed off. Look at the volume today. This potentially could be a bounce point. I don't know what's ultimately going to happen, but I don't trust the dollar because this is the kind of shit I see every day. The Fed balance sheet hits new all-time highs as of $8.837 trillion. That does not seem like they are tightening one freaking bit. So what happens? Dollar. To me, I have a struggle because, again, if you want to look at the long-term chart of the dollar, I mean, ultimately it just goes lower. Oh, man, the UUP. But if you look at the dollar versus all other currencies, it's been going lower. We held the lower trend line. Does it have to go to the upper channel? Maybe. Maybe that's where we're heading. Or maybe this is just a dead cat bounce. I mean, the dollar ultimately isn't something I'm watching too heavily, but I will watch it for extremes and levels. The VIX, and I said this yesterday in the private room, Discord room, the VIX going from 39 to 20 was due to bounce. Anyone who did not see this coming today had their head up their ass. And I'm going to say that nicely because if you didn't, then man, who are you taking your advice from? Where do you get your information to trade off? Literally, this boom. Anytime you get a big VIX spike, do not be surprised on the backside to get another bounce. I mean, literally every single time. Spike, bounce. I don't know if that's even really a spike up to 22. Spike, bounce. Spike, bounce. I mean, it's clockwork. It's just how long does it take? Really depends on how fast it drops. If you go from 35 down to 18, you're probably going to drop. If you drop from 39 to 20, you're going to pop. It's that simple. Man, it's just that simple sometimes. SPY talked about it today. Yesterday said the same thing. Like, don't be surprised if this bounce gets sold at some point. It got pretty close to the trend line. I wouldn't say it hit it. I mean, again, but so this is where, again, trend lines matter, but also knows the damn VIX. Know what's going on in the markets. You're going to the jobs number. The ADP number was complete dog shit Wednesday. Is bad news, good news, bad news? I don't know for the markets. But I do know when the market goes from like 420 up to 460, you're going to get some reverberation selling. Now, this is the key. Your next go-to spot, take notes, is the 200-day moving average. If the SPY breaks the 200-day moving average, adios, amigo. You're going back down to the 420s would be my guess. If you hold it, maybe you get up to the trend line. It's the market, to me, ultimately is going to be choppy and sloppy. If you can't handle that and you can't trade off of shorter time frames, you shouldn't be trading. I don't look at this time as a good time to invest in anything other than things that are leading. And the things that I consider leading are materials, metals, industrials. And they're even due for a pullback. That's the scary part here. So maybe they all get caught in a wash at some point closely. I warn people, stay away from tech. It is just, it got up to the 20-day. It got above its trend line. That candle yesterday was very ominous. Now, again, today's action wasn't huge pullback. But, I mean, long term, again, I just continue to warn people. I don't know what your frame of reference is for trading. But when you see the Qs go from $26 to $410, I'm not calling the top right here. This looks ominous. This looks toppy. But is the risk versus reward here? This is where you have to just say, I'll wait for a bigger dip. And I mean, I've been waiting for a bigger dip to reload. And again, I just don't chase. Like when this action continues up, it is not healthy because you're not shaking the weak hands. Like now everybody's got diamond hands assuming we can only go higher. Notice what's happened the last 3 months. Lower highs, lower lows. That to me is a downtrend. Now, could it change? Could the feds do something? Could they announce more money printing? You bet your ass. But as of right now, you have to take what you have as evidence. And again, you can always buy back in for longer term trades, but just watch. Notice the tech is not leading. It is definitely lagging. Let's get into materials and metals because to me, they look like they're leading. Notice again, we've bottomed here in December. These things are making higher highs, higher lows. Now, gold, it's not a clean chart, but it's telling you something. Look at the volume here. I mean, somebody's acting a fool. I mean, I don't know if you saw the intraday action on gold, but look at this. Bounce right back. I mean, same thing. Let's get into silver. The same kind of stuff. Big drop, bounce right back. I equate it to someone trying to smush a basketball underwater in a pool. Like, it's just really hard. It just seems to bounce back. Again, every time silver gets into the no-brainer buy zone, pull the freaking trigger, have a stop, but know your risk is absolutely worth the reward. Do not overthink it. KL, we talked about this doji right here, going below this, like, come on. This zone was interesting. Could it be a bear trap temporarily? Again, bear traps can be on the days, weeklies, and monthly charts. Like, they just take a long time to play out. Could this be a bear trap? Look at this action. Again, the volume isn't really that great. I want to see this damn downtrend break and confirm, like, go. Like, when you see something break an uptrend or a downtrend and then come right back, that just means it needs more time. And that's just the reality of it. AG, again, I mean, if you're not buying the stock down with a tight stop, I don't know what you're trying to do. I mean, are you trying to pick the bottom? Because the high was pretty crazy, the one-day event. That was at 24 as of last year this time. Do you not, I mean, is $9 and change pretty good? I mean, the silver price hasn't gone that much lower from where it's at. Just keep that in mind. I mean, I like to buy low, sell high. Some people like to buy high and sell higher. Again, I know backdrafts happen. Like, that's just the market, So when you find things on the long term, this is IRA kind of stuff. This is the stuff you stuff away, put a stop on, and you let it move 50, 70, 100, 200, 300, 500%. I don't know how long it's going to go. Again, here's PAAS. Big up move, chop, back test. Now you're at the 200 month. Look at the 200 month. It's been pretty important. I like it here, again, with a stop. There is no certainty. Don't trust me. Trust your stops. I can be wrong. Your stops shouldn't be. They should prevent you from getting your butt kicked. Oh, man. X, we talked about this. If you check the monthly, again, this is another one. Stick it in your IRA and leave it the fuck alone. Once it got over the 20-month, look at this move. From $4 up to $30, consolidate. That is normal. Pretend this was a daily chart and an hourly chart. You'd be like, oh, this is great. Nice move. And now it needs to consolidate. Well, why can't you see that same repeating pattern on a monthly and trust that, hey, if it holds, it's good? Again, if you can get this thing near the lows, I mean, I thought the lows would be 20, 50, and ended up getting down to 18, started rebuying it. And I just don't care, because once I saw the multiple days of holding lows, all right, take a chance. And now we're back up at 22, hits the 20-day, does it back off? Everything's possible short term, but that's nice. Not a bad buy. 18, 22 and change, you do the math, that's not a bad return. 20% in 5 days, that's way good. Plenty of things in the market, doing that, and people aren't paying attention to commodities. VALE, again, Put this chart over the QQQ and tell me which one would you rather own. The Qs that are closer to lows or something that literally since November, the Q high is up, I don't know, 11 to 16. Holy crap, you do the math on that. That is a amazing return. Amazing percentage return. It's holding up. Again, that's what's leading. Don't get twisted and start thinking that tech can always go up, or one sector can go up, or one stock can always go up. Money rotates. It doesn't get destroyed. It just goes into different places. Just keep that in mind. Let's get into tech, because these are some of the things that we were watching and told people, like, hey, they're probably oversold, going to bounce. I liked AMD at the 200-day. Ended up going lower. I did not catch the earnings move, but what did we say? Watch for the sell potentially up here. And, I didn't do a video yesterday, but I said this on Tuesday. Don't be surprised if it gets back into this blue box and downtrend. If it fails, it's probably going lower. You don't want to see a pop and it close near the lows. And then doji today. Now, again, you've got all these dojis of indecision. You don't really want to see a lot of indecision off the lows at this point. I mean, this thing got freaking hit over the head in the baseball bat. 165 down to 90s. If tech is strong, I mean, again, their earnings look great, but what have we said? Upper channel has been respected. Now it broke the lower channel. Now you're right under it. This is a tough trade. Again, I mean, this is where stops do their job, but if you bought down here, just don't give it back. Don't give all your profits back. Just don't round trip it, as I call it. Know your levels and also your stops. Like, it's better to make 15 points than no points. Apple, we've talked about this one 1,000 times. Didn't alert. Said watch the 100-day, bounced. Holding high and tight. See, here's holding high and tight versus AMD, that big red candle. This is high and tight. I don't mind that. Again, look at AMD coming off the lows. Big up, big engulfing bar down, and a lower low. Again, let's zoom in on Apple. What is it doing? Higher highs, higher lows, but chopping. That's cool. That's consolidation. I can trust that. AMD, I don't really trust it, man. I apologize for hurting anyone's feelings about AMD, because so many people take this crap way too serious. Roadblocks. We've talked about this one again. I want to see the W pattern. Talked about it on Tuesday. I liked it at these higher levels, but you know what? Stops did their job. You can rebuy down here. I don't own any currently. I've been investing more in materials, but you're at the IPO prices. I mean, Roblox is like a kid at home casino. I mean, they're still feeding money into this machine. I don't see anyone stopping. So and again, keep in mind, Roblox can be pretty volatile at bottoms. So if this is a bottom and you can get anywhere near the 50s, low 50s, I think you can buy it with a stop. Again, do your own due diligence. Have your own stops. Do not trust me. Like, again, if you buy at 55 and it goes into 20, you're going to be real happy you had to stop at 50. So have a plan. I don't necessarily predict that, but guess what? I'm not Jim Cramer, and I don't trade off a crystal ball trying to pretend like I know anything for certain, because that is the one factor that will fuck every trader, is pretending that you have certainty in trading. Because the one time that you were wrong and you bet on certainty, guess what? That's when you blow up your account. Next, stocks. Let's get into it. MicroStrategy. This one, again, I mean, this is another one you could buy. If you think Bitcoin is bottoming, I mean, I've said it a couple times and gotten stopped out, but imagine if you lost $20 here, $20 here. At least you're not in at 600 and still holding at 340. Now you have volume at the lows. You zoom out a little bit. You go, man, this is at some interesting prices here. You're back in this level from 2020. I like it. But here you go. I mean, whatever your strategy is going to be, but what if you say get over the 20-day, which is this big red line, or like see if it's like a pennant, if it's tightening action, if it breaks below it, maybe it goes right back to 305. If it breaks above it, maybe it gets up and starts going. Again, you're playing probabilities. No one's sitting here telling you anything for sure. And if they are, it's either Nancy Pelosi and you got her insider trading. Congratulations. Please share with the Discord board. Or you're just getting lucky. Like, it's not a repeatable thing. Like, I love to say this is the bottom, but ultimately it's the risk reward. If this thing is at 900 and now you can get it at 340, is the technical damage been done? Probably. But is it due to bounce? You can probably guess that that's a yes. There's probably 100 points at least minimum. RIVN, this is another one we talked about, like, needs to get over the 20-day. I mean, it just makes lower lows. It had to hit the 1.5 fib extension. If this is a higher low, then hey, maybe it is starting to channel up. And so you can create your own drawings here. You can say, I mean, again, look at the pitch, say this is the lows, and this is the high of the channels. Oh, that's not really clean, is it? I really typically like to do this. You do what's called a duplicate clone. And you just clone the same action. You assume the channel will have a similar amplitude of up and down kind of thing, if that makes sense. Like the angle of ascension will be the top of the channel and the low of the channel. It doesn't always work. No, trust me, that's not a guaranteed thing, but you will find that channel sometimes can be very clean. So just keep that in mind. I'm going to remove that one. I don't really have a position on it at this point. I just think if you see the lows, again, I will buy anything near the low with a tight stop because, again, I know my losses are small. And if the risk is reward, I mean, again, if the stock's one is at 160, 180, whatever the hell it was, and you're buying it at 50s, is the risk with reward? Maybe. All right, here we go. Again, Tesla. Break of this dang downtrend, and it's not. Look at it hit with the wick and backed off. 200-day is crucial. I've said this for months, man, and if you've been paying attention to this channel, I said after big moves, don't be surprised if this thing consolidates. Well, is 500 and whatever 30 up to 1240 a big move? You bet your ass. Now it consolidates. Let it break these downtrends, because again, it could be just. I mean, could this be like a big M pattern before it gets absolutely slaughtered? I mean, the bears always think so, but I mean, look at the channel low. I mean, we bounced and hit it. We bounced. Is it not possible that we have a retest? I don't know, man. I don't trust the stock at this point unless Elon is buying again. If Elon's buying, we should be buying. When Elon was selling, you should have been selling. It's really that simple, and a lot of people just can't wrap their head around that. PENN Gaming had great earnings on paper, I guess. Long wick. I don't like that action. That's not bullish, but holding the 20-day is. So, again, on a day where the market got creamed, the forces of the market overcame it, but that long wick is not bullish, so maybe it needs a little repair because it goes from 41, 47, drops down 44 up to 50. You know what I mean? Like, it's stair steps. That's what the market does, steps its way up. Keep it on the watch list. It's over the 20-day. Clearly the 50-day is the next resistance. Just it has to be that simple. UTHR, we talk about this one a lot, that if you can get it at the channel low, you're good. If not, wait for 215 to break. It's just really that simple. Get over the top. EXPI, I mean, I like this stock, again, with a stop. I mean, buy it at the 20s and low 20s. We talked about get over the 20-day. I mean, I liked it up here. I mean, keep in mind, this thing was at 90 something at the highs, and now you're at 26. This company, I work for them. They're doing good. It's not insider information to know that they're doing well. I'm just telling you that. It's all public. They're good. They're doing great. All right, let's end it on oil, as we always do. XOP, what do we say? It's probably going to get back to range highs. It's gotten up here. Watch what happens. If it breaks out, you're good. If it doesn't, be careful. ExxonMobil, same thing. We said we're now coming into the monthly downtrend. It's clearly over it, but does the month close over it? That's ultimately hard to see. You know, monthly candles 3 days into the charts, no. But what do we do now? Up moves, then need to consolidate. Up move, consolidate. Up move, consolidate. Up move, consolidate. Down move, consolidate. Down. I mean, that's the nature. How much higher can ExxonMobil go? I mean, is it pricing in $100 oil? I don't know, man. That's tough to say. However, it's up. Don't be surprised if it backdrops. Again, if you own this stock, and here's a recommendation, sell some covered calls. Maybe out of the money, just at the money, but take some profits. I mean, you are not hurting yourself when a stock runs from 58 to 81 by taking some profits. Oh, what if it goes higher, Dan? Well, guess what? What if it goes lower? At this point, it's 50-50. And if it's 50-50, that means you should lower your allocations of long, because now the odds are not in your favor. If the odds are 50% up, 50% down, well, don't you think you should pare back your bullish odds? Because now if the odds are that it could go lower, now you have capital to buy the dip. It's not rocket science, but people just can't wrap their head around it. If the probabilities are not to go higher, you need to take profits so you can buy dips. I hope this kind of stuff helps, and I will see you hopefully in the Discord room. Please subscribe. There's tons of stuff and content going to be coming. Thanks for watching. For more trading knowledge and insight, click on the videos on the right, and also join the Discord room. Link is in the description below. If you have any questions, please stop on by the Discord room and let's chat. Thank you.